Alright, let us continue with our adventure in this general direction. I think we probably need to head home here pretty soon before I get hopelessly lost. But I do want to check out... What is that patch of dirt there? I do want to check this area out a bit. Oh, look at this! Shears. Bonk. What is this? Algae. I wonder if algae spreads. That's something we'll have to test when we get home. I really like how in this biome, and maybe it's in all biomes actually, these sugarcane get so stinking high. I don't even know if I got all that. Whoa, come back. Come back to me. So, ooh, looks like night is falling. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I've been playing Valheim quite a bit lately, so that's one of the games that sometimes I get the controls for mixed up in this game. Sorry, that sentence didn't make any sense. Let me try that again. Sometimes when playing Valheim a lot, I get the controls for Minecraft mixed up with it, and it can be a bit jarring to go back and forth between them, because they're similar, but still quite different. You know, actually, something I kind of wanted to talk about today a little bit, that I just remembered I wanted to talk about, I'm very well organized in case you couldn't tell, is another game that's very similar to Minecraft. Oh, look at all the algae! That's so cool. I love this area. This is very pretty. Let's get a nice wide-angle shot here. Take a screenshot of that. Very pretty. The game in question, though, is Vintage Story, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of, and probably quite a few of you have played. I have not had such a positive experience with a game in a long time, to be super honest with you. Not just in the sense that the game itself is a lot of fun to play. I hit tab again, god damn it. Let's go down. Check out this mud. I know that this was mud because when you have like fertilized soil and dig it up, it becomes mud. But we'll grab some anyway. So, Vintage Story, right? Staying on task here. Vintage Story is a positive experience, not just in the sense that the game is fun to play and enjoyable from that point of view. It's also fun in the sense that the developers really feel like they give a shit about it. Anyway, that was freaky. It really feels like the developers give a shit about it, more than just as a product to generate wealth. You know? Does that make sense? They're very open, like, it's very modder friendly, and for people who are a bit more casual but still want to play with mods, it's very easy to just kind of plug and play with them. Not a big issue on that front. Bugs tend to be fixed relatively quickly, which is always nice to see in a game. Ooh, I thought maybe we were running out of room in here, which we have to be. Like, we've got to almost be full, right? I have very few complaints about Vintage Story. And any complaints that I have would be things that are... Okay, this is just a normal oak tree. That's interesting. So I guess the mossy... Maybe the mossy is because it started growing on mud. It looks like it turns it into dirt when it's fully grown, but... Yeah, we can plant that on mud, so I don't know. Yeah, any complaints I might have with Vintage Story are just because the game isn't done yet. And that's, you know, that will be solved eventually. It's just a well-made, well-thought-out kind of game, with a very nice survival progression system and everything. I keep forgetting I can't punch with the basket, which makes sense. I think here is where we need to turn around. We've got some flowers. Oh, but there's like more palm trees over there. Do I want to go check that out? No. Not this time. I think we've gone far enough. Let's circle up this way, and then we'll kind of curve back towards home. Hopefully we are not too lost. Although, again, worst comes to worst, if I can remember to use the right hotbar. We do have the compass, so we know we just have to head that general direction. Also, if you hit tab in this game, as you can see at the bottom of my screen, it swaps between different hotbars. It just swaps between which row of your inventory. Oh, hi Piggy. You spooked me. It just swaps between which row of your inventory is active at the bottom. So you can see it starts at the top and then goes down. There we go. I don't really use that, but I think that if you were big into building, it would be pretty cool to have. I have birch trees, I don't need those. I was thinking about grabbing them, but unnecessary. Oh, I haven't cut down a palm tree yet, have I? Let's grab some saplings of those, take those home. They look like a pain in the ass to cut down, but oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're a pain in the ass to cut down. But these two are growing really close together, so this is convenient. I would like to play more Vintage Story in the future. I'm waiting on my friends. We've been talking about playing it together here soon, so I'm hoping that comes to fruition. Eventually, sooner rather than later, ideally. Hold up. Yeah, that's all the way over here. I do think games like that are more fun in groups. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people would disagree. Survival games are kind of interesting to play with your friends, I think, because it's a balancing act, right? Did we not get any saplings from that? Ah, palm sapling. There we go. Games like that are tricky because you want to go in at least a little bit blind to get the full experience of the game. At least I prefer to do that. Yet at the same time, you kind of want the people you're playing with to at least have a basic understanding of it. Because otherwise, it's just not as fun as it could be. If everyone's just flailing around, failing to survive in the survival game. I don't know. I feel like there is a gap in some, I don't know, among some people. This doesn't go for everyone, but I feel like there is a big difference in how people treat. I didn't even see those palm saplings. Well, I'm glad we got some more anyway. There's a difference in the way that people treat different genres of games. I mean, that's pretty normal, right? Everybody has their own preconceived notions of games and stuff. But if you were to start playing a first-person shooter game with your friends, you know, whatever it may be, a new Call of Duty, Team Fortress 2, or even like a more modern team-based shooter like Overwatch 2 or something, Apex, any of those, there would be a basic understanding, right? That your friends and you would try to get better. Because that makes sense, right? We need to see if we can grab some of these cocoa trees as well. Cookies are too good as a food source. No, my axe. With survival games, at least in my experience, there's not nearly as much of an attempt to get better at them, if that makes sense. Like, people don't feel like they have to get better at a survival game. They don't have to do research and, you know, improve their skills and stuff at the same level that they would with a first-person shooter or a MOBA or something like that. And I know that part of that is obviously because it's non-competitive, or at least it's not PvP competitive. So why would they feel the need to, you know, try super hard? It's all just for fun, bro. Which makes sense, but for guys like me, it's just a little bit sad. And I'm not trying to like blame my friends or say like, oh, my friends are the reason I have fun in video game. To be like super clear about that. my point and my intention here is just to say that it is interesting how people approach. I don't want to go over there. Approach different games and different game types. More than just different genres, even. Two people will approach different games within the same genre very differently. A great example is, out of my friend group, I've played Don't Starve and Valheim with several different people. And in Valheim, which is a fun little game for sure, I've had multiple people who took it relatively seriously and tried to get better at it. In Don't Starve, on the flip side, which this might be controversial, I think I might consider Don't Starve to be a much more difficult game that requires a lot more, like, I don't know, skill overall. Oh, this is the arch that we saw before. That's a very cool angle for it. Very pretty. Look how calming this is. Just some squids. So nice. But yeah, despite the fact that I would argue that Don't Starve is a little bit harder to play overall, historically people put less effort into learning how to play it. They engaged with it less. And I wonder, is that purely a difference in how much people enjoyed the game or how much they cared about it? Does it have something to do with the way that the game is presented? Like Don't Starve, first off, Don't Starve throws you in way more than Valheim does. In Valheim, if you stick to the starting areas, you're fighting like angry pigs and little stump idiots, which are just not that threatening as far as enemies go, as opposed to, Don't Starve, where pretty much everything will kick your ass starting off. You need weapons and equipment and stuff before you can even think about fighting basically anything outside of very, low-tier enemies. And even those, for new players, are very scary. Like, a frog is pretty easy when you know how to fight a frog. Same with, a spider den in Don't Starve. But at the same time, if you're new to the game, those things might just roll you. That's not why I wanted that. Hey, little buddy. You're being loud. I like the white shirts. Very fancy. If more dudes show up, maybe we'll explore a little bit to see if there's a dungeon down there. But I'm not hearing anything, so I think we're probably good. I'm very interested in game development and design. If I were to redo my entire life, it might be something that I tried to get invested in. I guess it's not technically too late, but it is a distant dream at this point. And maybe it's something to work towards in the future. We'll see. Either way, it's definitely something that I'm very interested in, and I think about quite a bit when I'm playing games. Like I was saying before, do people get engaged more easily with Valheim over Vintage Story because of the art style? Is it because of the way the game is presented? Does it have to do with the, I guess, more realistic world? Obviously more realistic in big giant quotations because it's not really realistic. Sorry that I keep stopping to take these pictures, but it is a beautiful world we live in. I've thought about this a lot. Sometimes I struggle to get some of my friends to play Minecraft with me, as an example. And again, I mean, with games like Minecraft, there's a lot of cultural baggage that goes along with it. Now, obviously, I love Minecraft, if you can't tell. But I have, this position of privilege that I'm coming from. I started playing Minecraft back in beta when it was getting popular. It was definitely getting there, but it had not yet reached its full heights. It wasn't omnipresent the way that it is, well, maybe not as much nowadays, but certainly the way that it has been for a while. like top-selling game of all time and all that. I understand. I have a different view of this. It's a game that I've grown up on. It's a game that means a lot to me and has affected what I like and what I look for in games pretty strongly. It's difficult. Like I was talking about, I play a fair few survival games. Honestly, not as many as I wish I could play, but, you know, poor. So, for the moment, we settle for what we can get. And this is kind of an eerie biome, by the way. This used to be my favorite. I'll talk about that later. But I have played Grounded, right? And Grounded has a format to some of its mechanics that are honestly very similar to a lot of other games nowadays, a lot of other survival games. Look at that one tree there. Let's get a closer look at that. With the way that like the building system works. In Grounded, you don't build a structure freeform style. You slap down big, like, essentially, if it were in Minecraft terms, it would be big multi-block slabs, essentially. And while you can make cool looking stuff in Grounded, for sure, it feels less intuitive to me than building in, say, Minecraft. And I try not to compare every single game to Minecraft, of course. Look at how cool that is. Just that one lone tree. I obviously try not to compare games to each other in general too much, because it's not healthy to be like, well, this game isn't like this other game that I liked, therefore it's bad. It's just like, no, it's just different. But when it comes to survival games, after you, really any genre, once you've played a lot of them, you've seen a lot of the tricks, and you kind of get the genre a bit. But for a lot of people, it definitely affects their enjoyment. I think that that is part of the reason why you see a lot of people getting burnt out on Minecraft in general, is because they've been playing it so long, they've been playing survival games so much, and after a certain point, you've seen it all, you've done it all, and there's just not as much left for you to enjoy about those games. Like, if I wanted to right now, I could abandon my old base and just build a house right there. Just in the side of that cliff. Look at that water starting to float. That's nice. But I could just build right there where that cloud is blasting through that hole. There's a level of freedom that comes with this game that just has never quite been matched by other games that mimic it or try to be it. And people talk about things like emergent storytelling and stuff like that, and that's the kind of thing that Minecraft has always excelled at. There's a reason why so many creepypastas start. It's not just because the game is creepy, like, you know, that's pretty spooky, especially if you're a young kid. But it's also because the game, by its nature, encourages storytelling. Not storytelling in the sense of, like, this is the story of Steve. He crashed on an alien planet on the beach, and then he punched a tree, and then he fought a spider, and then he kissed a cow. It's more like... Is this the water that's by my house? I think it might be. It's more like, you know, you tell your story. What do you do? I've had people say, you know, I don't want to play Minecraft because I'm not creative, so I wouldn't build anything cool. It's like, that's fine. There's plenty more to do in Minecraft than just build cool things. And even if you build uncool things, that's part of your story. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. I've watched a few of the videos that have kind of been floating around of late about building ugly in Minecraft, you know. Don't worry so much about building everything super perfect. Don't bother making everything look super good. You know, you're not Hermitcraft, don't try to be kind of shit. And I would say overall, I think I agree with that sentiment generally. I think you should always try to be improving yourself. And if building is something you care about, you should definitely try to get better at it. But I don't think that it's constructive. Oh, my children, I love you. I don't think it's constructive to beat yourself up about it. Like, it just doesn't do anything for you. You know what I mean? Maybe this isn't along the coast. I don't remember anywhere with these trees or this sand. Let's check the compass before we get too far. Oh yeah, compass is pointing that way, so... I was trying to avoid making another boat. I like walking, but let's make another boat. And boat that direction, shall we? None of this is 100% true for everybody. Plenty of this is just my opinion. You know, I was talking about Valheim. Valheim's a great example of a game that does emergent storytelling pretty well. You take your boat out, you find some distant freaking land, you land there, maybe you conquer it, maybe you build a house there, maybe you get killed and then you have to, you know, go on a whole adventure to get your stuff back. Maybe that's your story in that area. Ah! Looky there! Oh, that's a good feeling. Oh, something I built just on the cliff. See, I told you it would come in handy. You all doubted me. Every single one of you doubted me. You shouldn't have. So our other boat is over that way. We know where it is, so we will ignore that. We'll just head home. We can boat home. We do live on an island after all. But yeah, like, Valheim is good at emergent storytelling, but nothing quite beats Minecraft, especially once you start digging around in mods and stuff, because it's such a customizable game. You can just enjoy it however you want. There's so many options for it. And it's hard to really capture that or explain it to people. Like, how do you tell people that the fun in Minecraft is getting lost and fucking around? People just be like, that sounds awful. I'm not going to play that game with you. What are you, stupid? And yes, but that's irrelevant to the point at hand. Set our respawn point. Accidentally hit tab again. Rearrange our inventory just a smidgen so that we can start unloading things. Now, do we have to have the map out for it to highlight? I'm guessing we do. That's fine. That's one of the things I wanted to test. Now, enough talk about other video games and stuff. I don't even know if I was coherent through half of that. That was real stream of conscious shit. Let's pull out what we got. Oh, God damn it, stop hitting tab. Maybe I should cut this part of the video out. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what everybody would like to see. Probably not inventory management, though, I assume. So, I'll be back. Okay, let's get back to it. So, oh, I hit tab again. Alright, so we want to put all of the cherries back in here. We use these to put food in our various, like, outposts and stuff whenever we get around to that. The bed, the pickaxe, and the boat. Although, do we want to go pick up the other boat? I think I'll go pick up the other boat real fast. And I'll put the workbench in there as well, along with 10 wood. Just in case. We didn't use the rope. I need to remember to use the rope. It's a very useful tool. Hello? There we go. That was weird. I think it was stuck in a block a little bit. We got like 20 some iron. I think we got almost a full stack of coal. Maybe it was a full stack, I don't even remember. We got like 2 stacks of sugarcane. That was pretty dope. Oh, there it is. Eat the cookie. And we got some. Yep, yep. Give. Hip, hip. No, I got in the water. Alright, let's head back home. And we got access to, yeah, palm saplings. That's what they're called. Duh. I think we kind of need to hurry. I think it's almost winter. Once winter falls, boats are worthless. It was so nice coming home. It's such a good feeling. So one boat goes in here, and the other stays on my body. I think we will walk this map around a little bit. At the very least, make sure that it has all of our immediate zone of control mapped out. Does it need to be in my hand or just on my hotbar? I think it might need to be in my hand. Have to test that at some point. Do you guys think I should leave the clouds on or off? Because I'm pretty sure I can still turn those off, right? Hello? Clouds, yes. So, let's turn clouds off for a bit. See what you guys prefer. I think the clouds are sometimes a bit much. I used to play with them off all the time, but you know, I'm willing to hear an argument or two. I need to outfit this place with some more stuff at some point. But as winter falls, a lot of our food sources will die out a bit. Although I think that pumpkins and wheat still grow just fine. I don't think I had any issues with that last time. So this basket is for building materials. This one is for travel. I put a lot of the basic like building materials in here for now. Well, not the basic building, I should say. The various like pre-crafted items, trapdoors, fences, all that. This is... I took the clay out of here, and this is for mostly just growing and living things now. There is some weird stuff like glass trapdoors. I guess I could put that over here, this room. Spooky noise. This is now for specifically stones, wood, any kind of material like that. I will clean it up a bit more at some point as well. And then this remains for special things. In fact, you know what? I can put music discs in here as well. I'll make a jukebox at some point. We'll listen to those together. But, yeah, see, we got quite a bit of iron there. That's pretty good. For a trip where we were not mining, pretty solid stuff. Now let's continue our little walk around of the island here. Head over to the other base. Can't stress enough how cool of an experience it was to see that base and know, like, I was home, you know? That's why I love building those outposts. Having that kind of sprawling impact on the world, even if I don't build stuff that's as big as, you know, some people do. Hello, chickens. I just love how it changes the vibe. Not having everything all in like one place, everything piled into one mega base. You know, I have these sprawling little mini bases all over the place, and I'm definitely going to continue expanding on that. I think I need to do a big mining trip, so I think next recording session, which I guess will technically be the next episode for you guys, I think we're going to be spending some time down in the pit. And then after we get some more mining done, and we really have, like, resources to spare, I'll probably finish this watchtower. And after that, I think we'll start expanding outward. We know that there's kind of a red desert area that way, which is interesting. And let's see, what else did we find? There was a spruce forest kind of in this area. And we know that there is some kind of like tropical biome forest over in that general area. However, we don't know a ton about it for sure yet. We need to definitely get our map out and walk around with it. I actually like that restriction that you have to have the map in your hands to cartography things correctly. And I like how the map looks. You can see that like brown area kind of by my cursor. That is my dock. That's like my area. That whole brown smear is just me. I did that. You can see the little specks like to the left of my cursor here, and then to the right of it up there. You can see the watchtowers. They're just little like specks. I'm into that. It will be cool to try and build something big enough that you can really make it out effectively on this small scale. Didn't they make the more modern maps a little bit bigger? A little bit more obvious, I guess. That's cool too. I like both. Oh, you know what I don't think I've mentioned to you guys yet? Gold tools have a use in this version. I will show you it. It's very important, actually. So, as anybody knows, if you dig a block normally, you don't get the grass. But in this version, all gold tools, and I dug that with the pickaxe specifically to show you that it's all gold tools, have silk touch. So now we have grass. You can see the grass is really bright until we put it down because it's based off of like the biome. So we're in a shrubland, so it turns into this kind of dimmer color. And if we pull the gold pickaxe back out, we come over here. We can also get smooth stone, which is also very cool. So that gives golden tools a lot more value, which I like quite a bit. I don't really understand the day system yet, and by that I mean I don't know like what time it gets dark. Doesn't matter, you know, like does the time it gets dark, the numerical time in the top left to be clear, does that change based off the seasons? Oop, I don't know. Well, there you just saw. This is life without information. And if I hit F3, doesn't tell me nothing. No coordinates or anything. You have to have a compass for coordinates, rotary calendar for... Actually, I guess the rotary calendar gives the biome. Interesting. I thought the compass gave you the biome. But yeah, as it turns out, no. Compass tells you which direction you're facing. So this is south, that's west, north, east. And it gives you your coordinates. You can also use F3 for your coordinates if you want. I think that you can turn off this information in the options if you'd rather it not be on your screen all the time. So if that's something you guys would like, if you want me to have less information immediately visible, let me know. Like I said, I'm very open to that kind of change. I'm not super committed to anything being on screen or cluttering up the UI or anything like that. If you guys prefer to be able to see everything, that's good by me. And if you'd prefer to not see any of it, that's also good by me. There we go. More pumpkins. Let's get some wheat. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this stuff still grows in winter, but just in case, I do like to do some extra harvesting in fall rather than waiting until more of it grows. There we go. So, let's see here. I still haven't found a good way to end off these videos, you know, because of the format that I'm going for. So I'm just going to kind of keep going until I reach a natural stopping point, I guess. And in the meantime, I'll just keep babbling at you guys. I think we're going to head straight down into the mines now and kind of prepare ourselves for that. Is there a basket down there? Let's grab the well, actually, which basket do we even want to use? You know what? Let's make a new one. Baskets are something I have not yet memorized the recipe for, so we can go to search. Basket. Okay, there we go. Leather and wheat. I kind of feel like it would make more sense if it was the sugarcane, but I think that that's my thinking of sugarcane as reeds. There we go. Which is what people used to call them, and they no longer do. Oh, we should sleep. So you can carry a basket like this. I'm going to show you. If you break it, the dirt pops back out. I guess that wasn't a great example. Let me see. So you can't carry it in your inventory. If you want to carry it in a useful way, to hold things, you have to shift right click it. I think it's a really good way to balance out better inventory management in Minecraft with keeping the feel of Minecraft roughly the same. Not just having, you know, a backpack full of backpacks that are full of backpacks that are full of cobblestone. It's a little bit more elegant than that. I also think it's the closest you can get in beta to shulker boxes without it feeling not like beta. Although maybe there are shulker boxes or some equivalent in this version. I actually don't know that for sure. Um, I wouldn't be opposed to that either way, but I think that baskets, at the very least as an early game option that replaces shulker boxes, 10 out of 10. They feel, what is that thing? It's new in Minecraft to me, but I don't think it's new. It's like parcels or something? Satchels, maybe? I don't remember. Is there a basket down here? I'm not seeing one. Okay, so glad we brought one then. Either way, it can carry like a certain amount of stuff in it, and yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. But I like how this works. I think it's neat. And we're going to bring the bulk of this home. Yeah, all of those. Put that there, yeah. We'll get like a row of each going. Bleh, 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 bleh. I don't know why sometimes aiming at the exact same location, it will just miss. I guess maybe when you hit Q, things come out at like, yeah, slightly different angles. Okay, that makes sense, I get it. But I like having this basket down here. I put it right there. Nice. I need another chest here at some point, but I'm not super worried about it. We don't have a ton of coal down here. Maybe I should bring some more down. I don't know. I feel like we'll probably get coal when we start mining. Oh my god. Redstone does not look like redstone in its basic form in this. I'm getting used to it, but it looks like cinnabar or something from a different mod entirely. Let's just start smelting that immediately. There we go. And yeah, back to it.